Hi, Charlotte's asked me to talk a little bit to you about what hope means to me. And I think the most important thing for me when it comes to hope, it's about being a light in the darkness. One of the mission statements of my business is no place is too dark for a light to shine. And I think that now more than ever, that's incredibly important. My story from the last year is that probably just a week ago last year, I got COVID, as many other people have done. And I had a bad cough and I felt a bit rough for about 8 weeks, but I was able to really power through and fight it and carry on with things. I carried on with all the bits of my business. I still ran my choirs, but online. And I just managed to keep on going. And then suddenly the fatigue hit, and then the headaches and the nausea and all the associated symptoms that come with what I then came to find out was long COVID. And I have had long COVID for just over a year. And through that time, there has been a lot of times where I have questioned what my hope really is and where it comes from. I found it really difficult. People were praying for me to be healed. People were needing for me to be healed. And people were questioning why they were praying and nothing was happening. It felt like, the real deal. I was really put in a position where everything was kind of coming under the microscope as far as my faith was concerned. But I also knew that God wanted to really work in me and speak to me. And I knew that really for a few years now, God had been calling me to rest and stop. And I hadn't heeded that in the way that maybe I should have done. But boy, was I doing it now. I had no option but to rest and rest and rest. And you might think that I turned to the Bible and I just got into the Bible and I prayed and I did all the things a good Christian could, but actually that was really difficult for me, not because of my faith, but because of my concentration levels. I had brain fog. And so sometimes there were just times where it was just me and God literally and nothing else. And I had to trust that He had me and that He knew what was going on and that He was still in control. And I saw hope on a very different level. And I'm still seeing people now that have long COVID being really hopeless, just finding no hope in it at all. But I just found God. I found God in a deeper way than I ever have done. He spoke to me about what it was to rest. He spoke to me about the productivity of rest and how that was going to kind of bring me through. And more importantly, He really helped me to look at my identity. That my identity wasn't someone with long COVID. It wasn't someone that had a business. It wasn't someone that was a wife or a mum. All those things were disappearing in front of me. It was just that I was Carol and that my hope was in Him. And I had days where I really fought. I felt like a real warrior woman and I called people to pray and I said no longer, I'm not going to have my voice shut down, and I fought. And there were days where I cried and I was the smallest that I've ever been, and just saying to God, really, is this it? I remember one day when I went out for a walk in the sunshine and I cried and I cried. And somebody said to me, did you find a rainbow at that time? Because of the tears and the sunshine. And that for me was a turning point, because I wanted a rainbow. I wanted a rainbow more than anything. I wanted hope. And that's grown in me. I can't say that it's suddenly grown in me. It's been a really organic thing, and there are still days where I'm feeling unwell and not sure about quite what the future looks like. But I know this: God is my hope, and no place is too dark for a light to shine. I'm praying for hope for you all as you listen to this and all the other incredible people that are sharing their stories of hope. And I pray that you are blessed and that you know what your light is and that you let it shine bright. Thank you. Bye-bye.